Greetings, YouTube. About 24 hours ago, I uploaded a video talking about the unintended consequences of alliances being docked in Alliance War and how there were so many alliances in the gold tiers and even silver tiers that were going up against platinum and master alliances that went down and made it impossible to compete. And I have heard from countless of you who've just told me that you hated Alliance War seasons before, and then you got excited that Kabam was actually doing something about it, and then you actually hate it even more now because you're facing these alliances that make it impossible when you're used to going up against 4-star and maybe like 5-star rank 3 defenders, and now you're going up against 565 5-stars, or even you poor soul out there in Silver 2 who told me you had almost all 6-star rank 2 mini bosses in your last Alliance War that you lost by about as wide of a margin as you could lose in Alliance War. That just sucks. But I have also heard from quite a few of you who've been on the defensive, and understandably so, because you don't like to be labeled as a cheater when you don't really know who's done something wrong. In fact, you swear to me, to your family, to maybe your God, him or herself, that you have never cheated in your life and that your alliance got docked because of some shady member that is never going to be you. And assuming that's true, we have to ask ourselves as a community the big question: why on earth is Kabam still protecting the identities of the cheaters? You see, one thing that would solve so much of this so fast is to just let the alliance leaders know which member of the alliance cost the alliance those points and that rating. Because right now, as it's happening, very rarely are these people coming forward. And yes, if you recruit somebody and they happen to be really, really shady, and then you kick them, you instantly know, oh no, we might have just gotten ourselves docked unintentionally. But there are alliances out there that the members are coming to me saying, Prof, you got to understand, we have been the same 30 members for over a year. We know all the guys, we trust all the guys, and we still got docked, and no one is fessing up. And because Kabam isn't giving us details besides the fact that we got docked at all, that means that we have no way of knowing who violated the code. So I just want to say that when it comes to Alliance War, it's time. If you cheat, you should not be protected by the law. You do not have the right to have the terms of service protect you when you have already violated the terms of service and the agreement set forth between you and Kabam, which is why you are getting docked in the first place. And I think part of what will really help is to make sure that not only are the individuals outed, but that those individuals automatically lose Alliance War Seasons rewards for themselves, not the alliance, but themselves, for the remainder of the Alliance War. Now, there has been a counter argument that if you do that, people are still going to just leave their accounts and buy up a different account and then rejoin an alliance. And if that's the case, fine. I guess there isn't much you can do about that. But I also want to say that Kabam is getting better and better about flagging accounts that have been bought. I've received a couple, not a lot, but a couple of messages in the past few weeks from people who bought accounts to upgrade their rosters by starting over and renaming and everything. And because of the time zone that they logged into that account for, their account still got flagged. And so they had a decision to make. Either they couldn't join an alliance or they had to just leave that account. I realize that's still a rare case because quite a few of you might have been buying accounts and you haven't seen anything, but Kabam has promised to me, both in person at New York City Comic-Con over the weekend and just on the forums, that they are doing all they can to crack down on accounts being bought, because if you're playing an account on a different device that's in a different time zone, you're going to get a flag on the server radar, and they're only trying to improve their servers more as time goes on. So Katie Candy, another YouTuber, fantastic YouTuber at that, actually suggested that part of her thought was for first-time offenders to just tweak maybe the multiplier of the alliance, but not the points, so they don't get as many points, but they also still match up against alliances of a similar war rating. I don't really know if I understand all of that argument because I'm so used to just being gold 1, but for people that compete, especially in the platinum and master rankings, that sounds like it could help. I empathize with people who, if you're 29 out of 30 members of an alliance and you've been doing everything correct, you shouldn't just be labeled as cheaters because you're a part of an alliance. But you should have those individuals that cost you the dock of points outed. That message should go directly to not only all officers, but really all members of the alliance, and then you should determine what to do with that individual accordingly. But as long as that individual will not come forward and Kabam refuses to talk about exactly who cheated and why, you're left with this crazy trust issue with an alliance where it's actually feeling like you can't trust anybody. Because if no one's going to fess up, then everybody could be a target. And that actually can destroy friendships. It can destroy years and years worth of an alliance. And it can make it to where this game is not fun to play and you end up just quitting. And yes, there are people out there who say the simple solution is just to quit doing Alliance War seasons as a whole. While I think in the long term that's the best solution for the community, this is the way that Kabam makes the money off of the top tier players. It's not by crystals. It's not by revives or potions even. It's by Alliance War. So I think it's very, very hard to believe or imagine that Kabam will ever leave Alliance War Seasons format now that it is a machine that is just steaming ahead, gaining even more traction as we are just about to end less than 2 days away from ending Season 4. So what do you think of these solutions? I've done my best to write down and implement much of the input from those of you that messaged me in the Line app and commented on that video. Thank you for your feedback as always, as I want to be able to moderate a discussion, and hopefully a healthy and respectful discussion about issues in the game. And that's why I have a Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel in the first place. So comment below and please let me know if you think those suggestions are a good start. Yes, I did talk to Kabam about this and they were receptive, though who knows if that actually means anything once they go back to Canada. Maybe they were just trying to be nice to me. I don't know if they even knew who I was. But those are my suggestions to them, and they did understand that there's some problems with this system that they need to continue to improve. So hopefully these improvements get made for the very good health and well-being of the community at large. Thanks for watching, YouTube.